The other thing we see is that on the right-hand side, there's another kind of information, which is besides all the stuff that comes from my friends and from just the web as a whole, an employee of a nearby retailer, partner retailer of ours, has been notified of this interest. In this case, he's an employee of a Best Buy, and has volunteered himself as an expert on the subject and said, do you want to chat with me about this? I know quite a bit about this. I can help you. You can either chat, we can either chat now, or you can schedule an appointment to come in and meet with me. Next thing. So then really the core of what this does is to create a shopping trip on a map, which basically says all the things that you want, or a certain percentage of the things you want, are all available for you on your way home from work, or a certain distance from you. It basically will tell you, here are the places you can go, and here's how many of the items on your list you can get. Here are places where you can go experience items that you're not 100% sure yet that you want to buy. Is that it on that one? Digital media is a little bit of a different kind of purchase, and we have a second example of that. Sandra, you've seen the profiles, a couple people have mentioned them. Sandra is a mom, and also not nearly as tech-savvy or as organized as Philip, but the way she could use a product like this is, so in this case, she's created a project that's actually an event. It's a dinner party, dinner and a movie for 8 friends. She's created it using Microsoft Live Events. Electronic invites are sent out and RSVP'd back in, and what we'll see is that as her friends respond RSVP to her party, Indigo Live actually combs their social networks and their Netflix queue, their Amazon wish list for a compatible movie. So it actually generates, like, these are some things that you can see your friends are interested in seeing, and it finds something that you can all kind of enjoy together. But the most important thing for Sandra in this scenario is that once they've selected a movie, for some reason all these women want to watch really dark and kind of violent movies. She's not very familiar with technology. She's kind of behind on the format wars and things like that. And this thing tells her all the different ways in which she can get it. So she can rent it across the street from Redbox. She could actually purchase it for $5 above the rental price, at a nearby Best Buy store. More importantly, she may not have been aware of the fact that it actually is already available on demand on her pay-per-view in HD. And the system will identify that that's the case, and she can make her choice based on that. So our third scenario, where's our third scenario? Chad's been up for about 36 hours. Everyone say hi to my homies Greg and Chad. The third scenario, several people mentioned another one of the personas is Manuel, a college student, very disorganized. Basically, I read it as he's completely lost control of his life, a lot like me. What the system can do for him is we envision the system working like a lot of sort of these current management applications. There's a mobile component that works in sync with the web component. So this is like Evernote or Page One's personal assistants. And what it can do for Manuel is, as long as he puts stuff in his list, his GPS phone will notify him when things that he needs are nearby. So in this case, he's had toilet paper on his list, and the system has identified 4 different places within a 2-block radius that he can buy toilet paper. It even tells him the brand, the cost, and he can decide where to go from there. The other thing Manuel can do, because he just doesn't like to do stuff, he'd rather just sit around, is we can use something like Tag, which you've already seen, to allow him to add items at our partner retailers, add items to the queue. Did the lights go down because I'm talking too long? Okay, just wondering. The third thing, we've already seen a couple examples of things like this. I like the bright lights. It makes it warm up here. We can envision a situation where we could create a kiosk at malls. Obviously, a lot of these specialty retailers exist in malls. Where it could be a Surface table that could interact with his phone and tell him where in the mall are places that he can either buy or experience products that he's interested in. So how do we launch this? There's already, I think, over 25 million users of Live ID and Windows Live services. So the first place we would start is with those people. Through partnership with Microsoft, paid media on MSN, we try to make this feel as much as possible like an integrated part of the existing live services on which it's built. Obviously, we would do things in-store and online with our retail partners, and we would encourage them to automatically generate live IDs and logins for this system through email receipts. Oh, I guess I've got control. Just quickly at the end, a couple extensions, like we could see once we get this launched, some of the things that we could do with it. So obviously, Microsoft has built a whole in-car platform. Fiat has Blue and Me, and Ford has Microsoft Sync. We can see, obviously, the car is a great place for something that helps direct your shopping. It could be the sort of central place for that. In addition to just directing traffic to stores, we could create a service that's a concierge service that would actually package up the items from the stores you want and have them ready for you to be picked up. And finally, pretty easy to imagine that smart devices, home automation systems and things like that could be given permission to automatically update your list and add, burnt out light bulbs and things to your list. So we believe in this. Why do we believe in this? Because for consumers, we think it means not having to make an explicit choice between convenience and category expertise. For partners, it means giving these smaller, expert, experiential players a way to compete with those giant superstores. For Indigo, it means we can offer all the stuff that we said in our sort of ideal retail profile. We can offer expertise. We can tap into an already existing physical footprint of a lot of different partners. And finally, it's really easy to build because the majority of it is actually built on existing Microsoft Live services that we could actually tap into today. And that's our presentation. Thank you.